The Challenge All Stars is back for season 5, but with a brand new twist. Rivals Classic Challenge competition coming back. And joining me now are two of this season's cast members, Leroy and Beth. Good morning to you both. How are you?
Good. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm pumped to be speaking with you all. Been watching the challenge for years, so here we go. All right, you guys. So I want to know, you arrive on set for the challenge this season, and you immediately find out that it's going to be rivals. Leroy, you're partnered with Devin, and Beth, you're partnered with John A. So what were your kind of immediate thoughts of, oh my gosh, okay, it's rivals, and then further finding out who you were actually going to be partnered with?
Well, first and foremost, we never know what the theme is going to be. So when TJ said rivals, my heart just started beating fast. 'Cause I was trying to think of like, who have I done something dirty to? Who's about to try to backstab me? Yeah, I wasn't too excited about it. Then when I found out I had Devin, I'm like, he's one of the most. He could, either you really like him or you really hate him. Devin can be kind of hard to put up with. So it's going to be a tough season.
I know for me when I mean, I have so many rivals. So for me, like, oh, they're all pretty bad. But John A, I mean, she is a two-time champion, but I can't trust her. I can't trust her. She was a cheater on All Stars 3, and I can't trust her. I'm I'm a super loyal person. So I bring that to the table. And having to be with somebody that I can't trust is kind of bumming me out because I want to win the money.
That is a hot take right there, Beth. That is very interesting and maybe a little insight into what you can expect from the season between you and John A. Now, you guys, you both have been a part of the Challenge family for a long time, and there's been different kind of iterations of this show, but I do feel like as a viewer, the All Stars is special. So why do you guys think it's so special compared to maybe the flagship?
I think it's so special because it's just nostalgic. You know, even before I got on All Stars and watching it on TV, it reminded me of back in like 1998 when I was probably like 13 and I used to watch the show. So being able to compete with Beth, who have been doing the show way before me, which is, you know, and I say that respectfully, it's just amazing. And I feel like I'm so happy that they brought back All Stars to give people a chance who haven't been on there in a very long time. I mean, just because you are on the, you know, you're a little bit older, don't mean you can't compete because Beth is clearly doing it with ease.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Leroy. Yeah. Um, it's just I love All Stars and it's just fun to bring back some of the older people and you never know who they're going to bring back. So to mix some of the vets with the newer people is exciting, and I'm excited to play the game with Leroy. I've always wanted to meet him, so when I found out that he was part of the cast and I saw him, I was like super excited because I watched him on the show and he's such a good guy, and I was thinking like, who's his rival going to be? Because there's nothing unlikable about Leroy. Like I
Come on,
just
Beth, you gonna make me cry.
it's true. There's nothing unlikable about you. So I think you've got a good shot at winning. I mean, I want to win too, but I think, you've got a good shot at winning there, Leroy.
Well, I'm excited to see both of you compete this season. And Beth, I like what you said about, the old versus new. It's like very intergenerational on All Stars, which I really enjoy. But speaking of that, we haven't seen you for years, Beth, prior to All Stars, and you kind of become this All Star staple of sorts. So after all these years, why'd you come back? Why'd you take the leap and say, all right, let's do this again?
Yeah, I mean, look, I stopped doing the challenges because I got married and I had kids, and I didn't want to leave my kids at home when they were younger. So that's why I took a break. And going back on All Stars now that my kids are older is just, super fun. I mean, I love to compete. I grew up playing sports. I played rugby in college. So for me to be able to go somewhere, get paid to compete, to win money. I mean, how many people at my age, I'm going to be 56 in a couple weeks, how many people at my age get that opportunity? So I feel like I'm blessed and I'm thankful for the opportunity, and I will always come back until I break my hip. I'm coming back.
She's coming back. So, Leroy, for you, in the same vein but different, you had announced your retirement more recently, kind of after Double Agents, but then we saw you come back for the last All Star season as well as season 40. So, after kind of not so long of a retirement, why'd you decide to come back into the fold, and why was that important to you?
When the challenge is in your blood, it's in your blood. Like, you know, as much as you I think a lot of times when people take time off or retire, it's because they need to have a good break from it. And there will be no pressure for you to come back, and then you always end up coming back. But I truly love to compete. I feel like, just like Beth said, I'm 40 years old now, so to be able to take away from real life and go somewhere and go to another country and compete for money is amazing. I just don't know about rivals, but competing for money is amazing.
But you're here, so you're doing it and you're competing on Rivals, right? So, hey, speaking of that, you said
Yep.
traveling. This season, you guys filmed in Vietnam, and we saw a lot of different cast member opinions shared on filming season 40 there. So, what was it like filming and competing in Vietnam, given maybe the climate and the heat and the different kind of, I don't know, experiences that you were getting there, maybe compared to some other locations you all have filmed in?
Well, I did season 40. I was the very first person to go home. And then I flew back to Vietnam again. The difference was with All Stars, our house was way better. And it was All Stars and the Challenge is two different like feelings. I love All Stars. The Challenge is cool too, but All Stars is just more fun. It's just not as serious. I mean, it's serious because we're trying to compete for the money, but man, you gotta be an Olympian to you see how season 40 ended. I'd have been out of there with all that swimming.
You know what? I'm still hopeful. I mean, yes, I'm old. I'm old, but I'm my whole life I've always played sports and tried to keep myself in shape. And I have to believe that I don't have to be on steroids in order to win a challenge. Okay. I'm hopeful that I don't have to cheat and I don't have to be on steroids to win a challenge. I can't wait for that day to happen. It's on my vision board and I see it and it's going to happen for me.
It's
It's
gonna
going to happen for me. Okay.
Yeah, it's for sure gonna happen, and I like that little kind of sneak in Beth hot take that we always love and know. Well, Beth, Leroy, thank you both so much for taking the time to speak with me. All Stars 5 premiering on MTV. Do not miss it, and best of luck this season to you both.